All right, Michael, thank you very much. It is 6:01 right now. Dr. Deborah Gist with Tulsa Public Schools in studio with us. First of all, good morning to you. Thank you for waking up and joining us to answer some of these questions.
Thank you for having me.
We really got to jump right into it because it is the topic that a lot of people are talking about, that homecoming shooting. You've talked about how it's not representative of the community, the students, the players, everyone that was at the game. But I think a lot of parents and just people of the community in general are having that question of, is it safe? I mean, how do you change that mindset for those who say that shouldn't be playing games there, or there's something in that area that is more dangerous? How do you make that person who's asking that question know that might not be the case?
Well, I think the most important thing is to know that we have activities at our schools, at McLean and around McLean all the time. And year after year after year, we have safe, joyful, family-focused events all the time. And we also have really great security. We had 6 officers, security officers on the site at the time of the incident. We have surveillance cameras that we monitor before, during, and after our games. So there is a lot that is in place to prevent an incident. Unfortunately, it can't always do what we need it to do, and that is sadly what happened in the parking lot after the game on Friday.
I know you've talked a lot. You talked 40 minutes yesterday, another 30 minutes on your own personal Facebook Live, and you mentioned staggered game times and security. But you're still hearing people through the social media feed saying we need to know what specific safety protocols are going to be in place. Or is there any other way you can specify that?
Well, sure. I mean, I think first of all, it's important for people to know that we have security protocols in place, just like every school does, for how we can keep our children safe during the school day, as well as during after-school activities. We're making some adjustments to that, so people may see changes that'll be rolling out around not having bags or backpacks with them, showing student ID when they're coming into the game, family and classmates only at games, and things like that. So there'll be some changes that we'll be rolling out as well. Some of them, a few new, others just reinforcing some things that may not have been as carefully reinforced at all of our sites as they are, but they're written into the plan.
Okay.
And you mentioned that there were cameras everywhere, all over the place, and that there were the 6 security officers at that game when it happened, 3 more coming after it started. Speaking of the changes, is maybe patrolling the parking lot going to be something that is going to be more focused on, specifically when we're talking about this homecoming shooting?
I think so, and that's something that we've talked with the Tulsa Police Department about as well, and there are ways that they can help us to lean in, because you know, when you have games like these, you have a lot of people there, especially a homecoming. You have a lot of people there. You have full parking lots, including for people who maybe didn't even go to the game, but they're there to celebrate and to reunite with old classmates and things like that at a big event like that. So, so we've definitely been in conversations with the Tulsa Police Department about helping us out with that.
In a letter that McLean sent out, and you may or may not be able to speak on this, it was from the principal of the school talking about the different things and when school was canceled. And they mentioned that they've been speaking with the families of the 3 young men involved on Friday. Can you talk about the 3rd young man at all and what that reference was towards?
I don't know what that reference would be toward. So we had Tehran, who passed away on Friday night. We have a student who remains hospitalized, who we've stayed in close touch with him and his family, just monitoring his recovery. And then we had a younger student and her sister who were treated and released. So I'm not sure what that would be in reference to.
And when our reporter was actually out there Monday, some students were coming in to the school. They thought, classes, it was kind of some would say a late call on that one. What was the thought process behind canceling classes then?
It really was, we pulled, there was a lot that happened over the weekend, as you can imagine, in response to all of this. We had a community meeting, some of the faculty members came together as well, and I think it was a combination of just the work that occurred over the weekend, not to close the school to children. We had students there. got to see the football team there yesterday. We've had students there. There were meals available, counselors available, and also counselors and other supports available at some of our community partners like the Dream Center and so forth. So students had access to adults and people to help them out. I think it was a matter of just understanding the situation. As you know, there has not been an arrest in this incident, and so continuing to work with Tulsa Police Department to understand that situation and to make sure we knew what that meant for us in terms of keeping our kids safe at school. So there was just a lot to sort through. But we were out there Monday morning there were a few families who showed up, and we did run the buses. So we wanted students, if they were at their bus stop, to be picked up, to be able to come to school, get some breakfast, see some familiar faces who care about them and support them. So that was how that was handled.
Dr. Gist, Tulsa Public Schools, we really appreciate you joining us, waking up early and answering some of those questions for us once again.
Thank you.
Speaking of being early, 6:07 right now. We'll be right back. Stick with us.